Good morning, everyone, and happy Monday to everybody. I want to thank you guys for joining uh, this Monday morning's webinar. I'm Tony Butler. I'm one of the life sales directors here at IMS. And today we have Andrew Herrera, who is a regional vice president with North American. We're going to be going over protecting your existing clients with North American. And this is just going to be concepts across the board for everyone. So before we get started, there's a few items just wanted to kind of go through with you guys. Um, so first and foremost, we know as insurance agents, your business relies on referrals as well as ours. So what we like to do is provide agents with a referral bonus if you refer an agent to Insurance Agency Marketing Services, and that agent does get appointed with any of the carriers that we work with. We do provide you a $50 referral bonus. Any subsequent business that agent writes, you guys get a bonus on that business of 20 basis points. If you have any questions regarding our IMS Business Builders referral bonus program, please don't hesitate to give me a call. Next, we also have new producer builders. And this is for new producers that been with IMS 180 days or less. We do provide you with some incentives. As you see, we have 5 different levels. We used to have 3. We've increased it to 5 different levels. We have the 100,000, 250,000, 500,000, 750, and 1 million. And this is in paid premium. Talk to us about this. There, through the different levels, we provide different bonuses like 1,500 piece postcard mailing. We have things like seminar coaching that we can provide. So if you have any questions regarding our new producer builders, please feel free to give us a call. I'll be more than happy to go over the specifics of that. We also offer back office support for our agents. And what that means is we like to help you work smarter, not harder. One of the big things that we do provide here at IMS is paperless contracting. If you've been an agent for some time, you know that filling out appointment paperwork can be a time painstaking process. So we do offer that paperless. It's all electronic. Once you've submitted your appointment paperwork, you are in the database for that. So any subsequent appointment request is a quick and easy process. We also offer you case design help, business building tools, things of that nature. So if you have any questions regarding back office support, feel free to give us a call. In today's environment with COVID-19, we know that you guys are having trouble getting in front of agents in some areas. You can't at all. So we have a couple of platforms that allow you to do your applications via electronically. One of the platforms is Firelight. If you take a look here, this lets you know the carriers that we have available on Firelight over to the left. The majority of these carriers are annuity carriers. We do have some life insurance carriers such as North American and Oxford. So if you want to get registered for Firelight, please give us a call. We can walk you through that process. Over to the right, you see there are some carriers that are going to be coming soon. This is one of 2 platforms that we have that you can submit electronic applications. I'm going to get to the other platform here in a second. We also have a creative marketing solutions team. This team is designed to help you guys, whether it be turnkey agency or digital solution. What that means is this department can help you with professionally written handouts or flyers, can help you with logo designs or redesigning your logo, brochures or business cards. And if you're looking to get into the digital marketing space, they do provide you with personal website assistance, digital marketing strategies. So if you have any questions regarding any of these solutions, please reach out to Jacob and his team. They'd be more than happy to kind of walk you through what they can provide for you. I had mentioned the Firelight as one of the platforms to submit electronic apps. Another one of the platforms is through our IAMS website, which is a 24/7 website. You can get to IGO eApp to submit electronic applications. But in addition to that, our website does provide you with excellent sales tools. If you are a life agent and you're looking to do term quotes, it does allow you to do term quote comparisons as well as universal life quote comparisons. You can get forms online. We do have information for all of you annuity agents. We have annuity product grid as well as long-term care product grid. So website is www.imsinc.com. If you've had an opportunity to take a look at the website, need some assistance as far as navigating through the website, please don't hesitate to give us a call. Be more than happy to help you with that. We also provide a retirement analyzer for you. Initially, we do offer that retirement analyzer at a 30-day free trial basis. What that analyzer does is it helps you answer questions from your clients, such as, can I continue my present standard of living into my retirement years? When can I retire without running out of money? How would it affect my family if I were to die prematurely? Marcus Solar, who is one of our annuity sales directors, is the subject matter expert on this. He is the all-knowing retirement analyzer guy. So if you have questions, I of course can answer some questions for you. Marcus, again, is the subject matter expert on this. Feel free to give him a call. After that 30-day trial, there is a cost for it. However, if you produce $250,000 in annuity production or $250,000 in single premium life production, this can still be offered to you free of charge. We also have IAMS Wealth Management Team. Our IAMS Wealth Management Team helps you as an agent for your clients. I'd like to say the higher net worth clients that have more investment assets. And what the wealth management team is designed to do is it's designed to help you increase your revenue, improve client retention, strengthen client relationships. So if you have an interest in the wealth management team, please feel free to reach out to Charles Jr., Steve, or Joan. They'd be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. We also provide a life and annuity academy. We try to do these at least once a quarter. We have one that's scheduled for May 6th through May 8th. Not sure if that's going to happen or not. I'm leaning more on the side it probably won't. But it is a 2-day training that we pay for, meaning we pay for your travel, we pay for your lodging and your food, just to kind of give you a little information background on this. What this training does is we usually partner with one of our top carriers. We do have some of our top producers come in and we talk about different sales ideas and strategies, whether it be on the annuity or life insurance side of things. If you're interested in getting additional information in regards to the Life and Annuity Academy, I do have a polling question for you on that, and I'd like to get that information out to you. So let me get that out there. If you can just respond to that, be more than happy to get more information out to you on it. I'll keep this up for a few seconds longer. Okay, I'll close that down. A couple more slides here. There are a few trips that are on the books. The first one is the IAMS Athene 2020 Marketing Summit. That's supposed to take place here August 26th through the 29th of 2020. The invitational period for this is July 1st of 2019 through June 30th of 2020. For more details, give us a call. Then we also have the Paradise on the Pacific, which is the IAMS Marketing Summit for 2021. Qualification period from this is March 7th, or excuse me, the trip is March 7th through the 11th. Qualification period is July 1st of 2019 through December 31st of 2020. And again, this trip is for 2021. The qualification requirements for this is 3.5 million points. And then we have Shores of Serenity, which is the IAMS Elite Summit for 2021. That trip time is March 11th through the 14th of 2021. Same qualification period, July 1st of last year through December 31st of this year. Minimum qualification is going to be 6.5 million points. Instant qualifications, the 8.5 million points qualifies you for both trips. And again, if you have any questions regarding the trips, feel free to give us a call. So with that, Andrew, you there?
I am.
Okay, I'm going to switch this over to you and make you the presenter. Okay, Andrew, I'll let you take it from here.
Perfect. Hopefully you all can see my screen there. And thank you again for joining us this morning. I want to take just a few minutes this morning and talk about protecting your existing clients. And really, the genesis of this kind of began, I would say, about a month ago, in talking with a producer out on the West Coast when this all was starting to ramp up in the current environment we find ourselves in. And I remember this producer specifically, he happens to be a big seminar producer. You know, he puts on seminars out on the West Coast, generates a lot of annuity and life insurance opportunities from that. But as I talked to him about 4 weeks ago, right, his world was changing dramatically, as was for many of us. And it was increasing rapidly, right? From one day to the next, it seemed to escalate from 1 week to the next, certainly as well. And I remember him telling me that, hey, you know, my seminars that I had planned for late March and April have been canceled, postponed, and he didn't know when that would pick up again. Certainly where we find ourselves today, there's still, you know, no end in sight. And I remember him telling me that, he said, Andrew, I don't anticipate any new client acquisition here in the coming weeks or coming months. And the reason he was reaching out to me is he said, hey, is there any sales ideas that you have? Is there anything that I can run with to really generate business with my current existing clients, with my current database? And that's what led to this that I'm going to share with you, because really from that conversation and conversations I've had since, with other financial advisors, agents, producers, it's all been the same. You know, a lot of people are in the same boat, and they're saying to themselves, I'm not going to take on new clients right now. I'm not going to acquire new clients. Certainly if you're a financial advisor, the likelihood of someone you've never met face to face picking up the phone and saying, hey, I know I've never met you, but I want you to manage my money, probably a pretty slim opportunity that's going to happen. And so if we think about where the life insurance sales and opportunities going to come from here in the coming weeks and months until life gets back to normal as we know it, a lot of that's going to stem from the existing client database. It's going to be opening up that Rolodex and saying, how do I find the opportunities that are here at my fingertips, the low-hanging fruit? Maybe I should circle back to B and C clients that I didn't pay a lot of attention to. Now is the time to go deeper with those clients. And so in the time I have with you, just in a few minutes this morning, I really want to break it up into 3 segments. The first is reviewing that client database and segmenting that out to see what opportunities might exist if I break up my clients and look at them a little bit differently. Number 2, I want to go over just a few client solutions that are practical today that might apply to some of those clients in your database. And third, I want to talk about the tools and resources we have to help you do business today. So if we look at, you know, a client database, and we were to segment it into 4, the 4 that I've picked here are wealthy family, high income earner, business owner, and family planning. Now, you know, it's really too daunting if you try and think about each client individually that you have as a producer. And so a lot of times it's helpful to consider people who share common characteristics and put them as members of a target market that you'd like to segment them out. And there are 4 broad markets here, of course, that I've used to segment clients, but I've seen producers sometimes they'll segment clients based on age and say, you know what, I'm going to separate them based on age. My traditionalist clients, those that are 70 plus, I'm going to put over here. My millennial clients, I'm going to put over here. My baby boomers, my Gen Xers, and so maybe you feel more comfortable doing it that way and finding out what opportunity lies within each one. But when you do that, however you break up your client database, you'll find that a lot of clients fit into, one of the categories, and a lot of times clients will fit into more than one, right? So an example could be a successful business owner may also be considered a high income earner, as well as being maybe a wealthy family. And so really the goal here is to categorize clients so you can find what are the conversations I should be having, what are the questions I should be asking, and what are the opportunities that lie within each one. So as you look at a wealthy family here, we're looking at those clients that I'd say probably around $2 million or more of net worth. And when I say family or charitably inclined, that means that they've identified to you as their producer that their goal is to have this money that they have, that wealth, pass on to the next generation, to family. So they've said, you know what, I need to ensure that the money that we built up, this legacy that we've created, we want to make sure it passes to the next generation. And we want to do that as efficiently as possible, right? Maybe if they don't have kids or their kids are well off and they think, you know what, we don't need to leave the money to them, maybe they're charitably inclined to say, you know what, we want our money and our wealth to pass on to a charity or charities that we care deeply about. Typically, these clients are 55 and older. And again, the primary opportunities that exist, legacy planning is huge. How do you leverage the dollars that they have to make them work harder for them? How do you, do the type of planning, maybe it's estate planning, where you can avoid, minimize taxes? And smart money is a concept that works really well with this group, and I'll talk about that more in depth here in a second. The next group of client is a high-income earner. Typically, they're professionals. And what I mean by professional is maybe it's a physician, an attorney, business owner, executive. Those individuals that are probably making 6 figures and above, and they're 55 and younger. I was talking to one advisor the other day who said, "Oh, Andrew," he's like, "I know this group." He's like, "These are my Henry clients." And I said, "Henry? I've never heard of that. What does that stand for?" And he said, "Henry is a high earner, not yet rich, or not rich yet." And I thought that was neat. I'd never heard about that. So maybe you call them Henry clients. However you identify them, this group, the primary opportunity with them is retirement planning, because a lot of these high-income earners are already maxing out what they can do in a qualified plan. They're maxing out their 401k, they're maxing out an IRA, whatever it is that they can do, and it's still not enough to get them what they need in retirement. That is, they're going to have a retirement income gap, the difference between what they should have in retirement and what they're maxing out in their qualified plan. And so for a lot of these clients, they need that supplemental retirement income bucket. They need an additional source to save. And of course, we know that life insurance is a great tool for that. I would also say income protection, i.e. term insurance, is another solution that they have, because they likely don't have enough death benefit protection. And college planning for a lot of these people, that could be something that they can look into as well. For a business owner, we know that their needs are entirely different, right? And for the business owners that I would say you could work with, ideally you're looking for a mature business that's been around for 3 years. And the reason for that is because startups, usually they don't have a lot of cash on hand, and they're in the entry level. So a lot of times they're thinking, you know what, we're not ready to do this sort of planning yet. Give us a couple of years till we get our legs underneath us. Positive cash flow, of course, you want to work with a business that is, not in the red. But this life insurance planning for business owners works for all types of entities: sole proprietorship, C Corp, S Corp. The number one opportunity that we see with business owners is key person insurance, and that is protecting against the loss of a key person. So whether we're talking about a CFO, COO, the top salesperson, anyone, depending on the business, who is important to that business, and the simple question you can ask is, would if this person were to die, would that financially impact this business? And most business owners will tell you, yes, we can't afford to lose so-and-so. We need to protect against the loss of this person. And again, key person insurance is a very cheap way to protect against that with term insurance. Buy-sell coverage, right? When you have businesses that have multiple owners, What are they doing to insure against the loss of one of those business owners? How would the surviving owner, basically purchase the rest of the business from the one who passed away from his or her estate? And we know that buy-sell insurance is a great way to do that. Executive bonus, a 162 plan. We see a lot of this being utilized as well because employers are saying, how do I retain, how do I reward key people? And I want to do that in a plan that I can discriminate, meaning I want to pick who I want to put a plan on. Is there a way to do that? Absolutely. And we know that overfunded life insurance is a great solution for that. So again, if you have business owner clients, there's a lot of life insurance planning opportunities that exist with that group. And family planning. And this is where maybe a majority of clients might land in this group. Those that are family oriented, have kids, typically middle to upper income. College planning is huge because a lot of these families are thinking about how are we going to pay or help pay for a kid's college. Life insurance is a great solution for that. Income replacement, again, when I talk about term insurance, is very important for families because a lot of them are carrying debt. They're paying down, mortgages and other things, and they would certainly be impacted at the loss of one of the working spouses. And so, the best way to do that is term insurance to protect against that. Policy review, especially right now, when people are maybe looking at their money, and trying to find dollars and save. Can you go to these clients and say, you know what, I'd love to take a look at your existing life insurance to see if we can save you some money or maybe get you more bang for your buck in that I can give you a higher death benefit for the same premium you're paying today. I think a lot of families would be encouraged by that to say, you know what, now's the time that we are looking at our finances, and if you can find a way to save us or get us a better deal, we're definitely open to that. Here you can look at a few questions that can be asked of each group, right? If you're working with a wealthy family, you can say, hey, how do you plan on leaving a legacy? Do you plan on just having the money that you have pass on to your kids, to your grandkids, or is there a way to leverage that to create more wealth for your family more efficiently? High income earners, do you have a secondary retirement plan? We talked about how this group is probably going to have a shortfall in retirement. Business owners, which employees would be hardest to replace, right? Family planning, when's the last time you reviewed your life insurance? A question I like is, do you have the old type of life insurance or the new type? Well, the new type has living benefits included that a lot of the old policies didn't. Would you mind if I take a look at your current policy? So there's lots of questions that can be asked with each one of these groups to find where the opportunities exist. And here I just want to talk about a few client solutions, a few ideas that we're seeing work right now. The first was brought about by the Secure Act. So as many of you know, the Secure Act passed in December 2019, went into effect at the beginning of this year. Well, prior to the Secure Act, one of the benefits for non-spousal beneficiaries, and when I say a non-spousal beneficiary in an IRA, that's for example, father naming a son, it could be a grandchild, it could be a trust. Anyone who's not the spouse that was named as a beneficiary, this example here, we're looking at a mother, Anne, who's named her daughter Grace. Well, the benefit prior to the Secure Act passing was that if you were a non-spousal beneficiary, right, and the owner dies, passes away, you were able to stretch that out. That's where we get the term stretch IRA. You were able to stretch that out and say, I can take money from this for the rest of my life expectancy. So in this example here, if Anne were to have passed away, we would have said Grace's life expectancy is approximately age 85. That gives her 45 years to draw down this money, the $175,000 in a qualified IRA. 45 years is a long time. Certainly wouldn't create a big financial impact to Grace or even a tax consequence to her that would be too high for her because she can stretch that out over 45 years. That was a great solution. Well, with the passing of the Secure Act, that was eliminated. So now, where we find ourselves today, the law says, you know what, Grace, Anne passes away. You have 10 years to take the money out. So her window went from 45 years down to 10. Now Grace is saying, that's going to have a huge financial impact on me. Now I'm going to have to pay taxes because I got to take money out over 10 years. The taxes are going to be higher. Who knows if it's going to put me put me in a new tax bracket altogether. And so what is the opportunity that exists? The opportunity that exists today is to go to the owner. So in this case, we would go to Ann and we'd say, Ann, now with the passing of the Secure Act, we know you've named your daughter as the beneficiary, but we think there's a better solution here. If we use life insurance. And so we're assuming here Ann is in the 24% tax bracket, and we're saying let's liquidate that IRA over 5 years, pay taxes, and the net amount over 5 years is going to be $26,600 a year. That will buy a guaranteed death benefit of over $250,000. And of course, Grace is named as a beneficiary. So now Ann has a peace of mind if she were to do this planning that, hey, before, if I would have just left that $175,000 in the qualified IRA, that would have been a huge financial impact to Grace after I passed away. And she would have had to pay taxes, been forced to take it out over 10 years. Now, if I do the planning, I can get her over $250,000 in a death benefit. So again, which would you rather have? $175,000 in taxable money, $250,000+ tax-free death benefit to Grace. So it's a better deal for Ann because she has a peace of mind, and certainly a better deal for Grace because she doesn't have to worry about this impacting her financial situation. Grace doesn't have to worry about paying taxes on that at all when her mom passes away. Oh, and by the way, when Ann does that, she also has living benefits on that policy. So should something happen to Ann during her lifetime, she can tap into that as well. Ideal clients for this, ages 55 to 75. And again, look at your client's IRAs. See who the beneficiary is. If they've named a non-spousal beneficiary, that could be a great opportunity to do this planning today. Of course, the only caveat is we need to make sure that the person is healthy enough to underwrite for life insurance. The product, I won't go into product too much today because a lot of you are either familiar with our products or certainly we can revisit that in a different conversation. But the product I'm talking about is a guaranteed IUL. So you can guarantee this all the way to age 120, regardless of how the index performs. That guarantee will be there. Like I said, it includes living benefits. We also have a neat ROP feature. So should the client want to walk away in year 15, they get half their premiums back, or in years 2025, they can recover 100% of their premiums back. This next sales idea is one that we are seeing a lot of traction with in the last month. The example I have here is a 65-year-old female. She has $250,000 in lazy assets, and she's worried about liquidity at risk. When I say lazy assets, I'm talking about that money that clients have that's sitting on the sidelines. So maybe it's in a CD, a money market account, savings account, maybe it's hidden under the mattress. Wherever it's at, that client has said, you know what, these are monies, these are funds that I've identified that I want to pass on to the next generation. But the reason that they're not in another vehicle is because I need that liquidity should an emergency come up, maybe 10, 15 years in the future, whatever. I'm worried about liquidity. So I don't want the money tied up. And so that's why I have it in a low interest bearing account. What our Smart Builder product does at North American is it provides the solution that we call Smart Money. And so that is, if you were to put that $250,000 into a life insurance policy, this product allows for higher cash values. Now, in most life insurance products, if you dump in $250,000 into it, your cash surrender value might be something like $150,000 to $175,000. In this product, when you dump in $250,000, immediately you have 97% of that available for cash surrender to you immediately in the first year. And by year 3, you've already had your full cost recovery in over $250,000. In fact, that blue line, that's what that's showing you. And that blue line, keep in mind, is the absolute doomsday scenario in that it's showing you the guaranteed cash value with the maximum amount of charges, which is something that North American has never done. We've never raised our COIs at all in our history. But again, that's the doomsday scenario. If we were to charge the client the max amount of charges that we could, she would still have a guaranteed cash value that would, again, be 97% of that first year. By year 3, full cost recovery, and you can see it actually exceeds, it grows for the remainder of her life expectancy above that 250,000. So even in the worst case scenario, it still performs very well against these other tools that are low interest bearing accounts. But keep in mind, this is on an index chassis, so there's upside potential. And that orange line is very conservative. That's showing at a 3.5% on the index how well that cash value would do. And then the top line there in gray is showing at a 5% return how attractive that cash value is. So here we've taken that lazy money, that money sitting on the sideline, and we've put it to work. We've also given her peace of mind that look at, even in the worst case scenario, you still have that liquidity available to you. And I didn't even mention the death benefit leverage that you have in that yellow line. Look at the amount of death benefit, over $550,000 to begin with, and that too increases. So not only is it giving her peace of mind, liquidity in this life insurance product, upside potential with the index at very conservative returns, mind you, and that death benefit potential. So if she dies in the early years, that maximizes the legacy and the leverage, right, to her loved ones, to her beneficiaries, to her heirs. Not only that, that death benefit is important when we think about the living benefits on the policy, i.e. the critical, chronic, and terminal illness riders. That's the number that we use for those riders. So to have that leverage and a higher death benefit certainly creates more of an advantage to her. Ideal clients for this, age 55 to 75, they're looking to leverage a legacy, but they're also concerned, like I said, about liquidity and the potential to leverage that death benefit for future health concerns in that critical chronic and terminal illness riders are very important. The product that I'm talking about, the reason it works so efficiently, it has such high cash value, a 0% premium load. I would challenge you to find a life insurance product like this in the market. You probably won't find one because, again, North American is the only carrier that I know of that has a product like this. And in fact, we recently, just last week, increased the amount we could take into this product. We can take up to $1 million, which goes to show you the strength that we have as a carrier right now. And our portfolio managers are certainly working to provide that edge for us, in that we can offer increased premiums in a type like this when most carriers are actually decreasing premiums. Like I said, there's upside potential because this is on an index chassis, and it does include that trio, the CCT, critical, chronic, and terminal illness riders. Next, I want to talk about IUL and why it's important today. We know that the challenge that exists, and I highlighted this when I talked about high income earners, that group especially. But really, it applies to lots of different groups. It applies to business owners. It applies to lots of clients. And the challenge that a lot of clients have is that they're projected, like I said, to have an income retirement gap. More than that, they've realized they have no tax diversification. A lot of clients, when I talk to them, they say, you know what, all my retirement funds are in a qualified bucket, meaning they're going to grow tax deferred, but I'm going to pay taxes on them later on in life. And I always ask the same people, where do you think taxes are going to go in the future? And if they're honest, they say that they're going to go up. And if you don't believe that, look at the amount of debt that we have in this country and that we recently added, right, $2 trillion to. So most people agree that taxes are going to go up in the future. Wouldn't it be nice to not only diversify your portfolio, but diversify your tax situation as well, and not put all your eggs in one basket? A lot of clients, especially today, are concerned about volatility, right, and protection. What did we see? I think this morning when I logged onto this webinar, I think the Dow was down 600 points. And anyone who's all of us who've paid attention to it, probably the last few weeks, we've seen it go up, we've seen it go down, we've seen it go up again, we've seen it go down again, right? And so clients need that peace of mind of, hey, I'm okay with having some money fully in the market, but I'd also like a different bucket that provides some volatility protection. And the other challenge is the lack of living benefits. Clients having no long-term care plan in place at all. And certainly having living benefits as a rider will help that. IUL is a great solution because, again, it provides a supplemental retirement income. The money grows tax deferred, and you can take it out tax. That you have a zero floor with upside protection. And again, that same trio that I've talked about in our products, exist in our IUL as well with the critical, chronic, and terminal illness riders. Ideal clients here, 35 to 55. And the reason they're typically younger is because they need enough money, they need enough years to have that money accumulate, right? Putting someone who's 70 in an accumulation IUL doesn't make sense because they're already in retirement. So we're looking at pre-retirees here who have the ability to fund the product properly and who have enough years to have that accumulate and really work for their what they need it to work for. Mid to high income earners are who we're looking for here. They have a death benefit need, which would apply to most people. And again, their clients are concerned about retirement income, taxes, volatility, and long-term care expenses. Now, I wanted to share this slide because, especially in today's environment, this is why the power of IUL and the power of the benefits that it has really sings in times like this. When the market goes down 30%, when we're in a recession, people think about, oh my gosh, my money is down, my qualified plan is down. How long is it going to take to recover that? And most of you have probably looked at charts or graphs that show you that when your account goes down, it actually has to go back up just to break even. Well, the great thing about an IUL is when in an up market, you have that linked interest in that index account that you can participate in that up market up to the cap. But when the market goes down 30%, 20%, whatever it is, you don't have to worry about that because you have that floor. You never have to price the market to get it right and think, can I buy at the bottom? You don't have to worry about that because your bottom is always going to be that 0% floor. So you don't have to worry about the market going down 20 or 30%. You just know that, hey, I'm in this product because it provides me that volatility control and I have that downside protection with that participation on the upside. Our accumulation IUL product is the Builder Plus 2. We have an account interest multiplier, which is contractually guaranteed. We have an interest bonus, which is contractually guaranteed. Protected death benefit, which is a neat feature on the back end when the client's ready to take money out. And again, that same trio of living benefits that I've been talking about is also included on this product. Here, I want to talk about term insurance. And I know a lot of people typically don't focus on term insurance, but I think it's really, in today's environment, I think it's something that we should all consider for our clients. Of course, we know term insurance is important for anyone, right? Regardless of your age or what phase in life you're on, because most people can certainly benefit from that added death benefit protection. Not only that, we know that LIMRA tells us that the average American is either uninsured or underinsured, meaning they need more death benefit protection. And so here, whether we're talking about the families and how they would survive the loss of an income of one of the earning spouses, again, we talked about businesses earlier, how would they survive if one of the key individuals passed away, the amount of debt, so whether we're talking about millennials that are graduating with escalating amounts of student loan debt, to people with mortgages, to any sort of debt, how are they covering that? Term insurance is a great opportunity there. And here, again, you can see all the uses of income protection or term insurance, how it could benefit that. North American, we have a 10, 15, 20, 30-year term product. That's important because I've seen here in the last few weeks, there are carriers that have exited this market or have taken their 30-year term off the shelf. We have not done that. In fact, I would argue we have one of the best, if not the best, term product in the market today. Because no other carrier can provide a term product that is competitively priced as ours with full conversion, meaning that you can convert that term product into any one of our permanent products. And we offer that same trio of living benefits on our term. And so one of the opportunities that I would highlight for term insurance today is I've talked to a lot of advisors and producers in the last few weeks who have told me, they were working on big sales. Maybe they were big IUL sales. Maybe they were big permanent, guaranteed death benefit sales. But they've come to me and they said, Andrew, you know what? This business owner is not ready to move forward with the plan I presented because they're worried about cash flow. They're not sure if the restaurant, is gonna be around in a few months. They need to wait till things pick up, maybe in the fall, and then they want to revisit, this plan we put in place. I talked to advisors that said, you know what, my client, this family is really, pinching their pennies right now, and the plan that I proposed, they're not sure if they want to move forward. if you're working on a plan like that, maybe you find yourself in that same spot today where you said, you know what, I know that an IUL that I pitched, the clients are postponing, or I know, whatever solution it is. I would encourage you to revisit that with term insurance. And the reason why is because if people are worried about cash flow, if they're worried about, what their finances are going to look like throughout the summer, but they know the value of this plan, they were sold on it, it's just a matter of the financing it right now. Well, term insurance is a great way to say, let's lock in your insurability today. And then let's revisit. Because this product, we can convert. We can convert this in 30 days. We can convert this in 3 months. We can convert this in the fall. We can convert it next year. But why don't we lock in your insurability today? Because I would argue that underwriting is very competitive in this COVID-19 environment. And so you're probably not going to get better underwriting in the future than you are today. So why don't we, for a very, low cost solution, let's buy a 10-year term, right? Let's get the cheapest term out there. And then we can come back in the summer, we can come back in the fall, we can come back next year, and we can convert that into the IUL, into the guaranteed death benefit product, whatever it is. So again, that is a great solution that I'm seeing a lot of advisors and producers pivot to. They're saying, you know what, we can use term to bridge that gap, lock in the insurability, and then we'll have that conversation in the future. And lastly, I want to talk about some of the tools and resources we have at North American. How do you do business today? If I'm a producer and I'm tied, to the confines of my home office, and my client is in their living room at their home, how am I supposed to do business today when we can't be face to face? Well, we've got a whole suite of options here, starting with our electronic app that is available through, our website. Certainly, you can reach out to IMS and they can help you with that as well. We even have a checklist that you can send out to the client. You can email it to them. You can text them a picture and say, you know what, I just need these 5 questions answered, and I can complete the e-app on your behalf. And then they'll just get an email where they can sign that application when it's done. I've seen it done on an iPad, so it's very easy to use. I've walked through this e-app process. Again, it only takes a few minutes. Accelerated underwriting. That is important. Most carriers have a program like this. We do for ages 18 to 50 up to $1 million, ages 51 to 60 for up to $500,000. We offer standard all the way up to best class. And what this program does is if you do an e-app, actually right now we're even doing it for paper apps. But if your client qualifies, they don't have to do any blood or urine. And right now we're seeing 44% of our clients improve through this process. I would add, in addition to this, right now in this COVID-19 environment, we are relaxing our underwriting so that even if you don't apply for this program, but you're still within that age group and that face amount, we are looking for ways to still underwrite people without blood or urine. I've had a number of cases in the last few weeks go through for people that were either substandard or maybe they live in California and they can't get an exam done, but you know what, they're 45 and they applied for $700,000 of life insurance. We have still underwrote those cases because what we're doing, if they don't qualify for this, we're saying, is there any additional data points that we can get from clients to proceed without having to do an exam? We know that most people either can't get an exam done right now or they don't want an examiner to come to their house. And so we're mindful of that, and we still want to make business easier for you, the producer, and especially the client. In addition to that, the other thing I would note is that if the client has done an exam with North American in the last 24 months, in the last 2 years, or they've done an exam with any life insurance carrier, we will use that as well to move forward on cases that fit within this age group and face amount. So we're being very liberal right now because we understand that it's difficult to do business and meet people face to face. And so we want to provide every advantage that we can to not only you, the producer, but to the client. And that's why we have that end-to-end digital experience, like I mentioned, our electronic app, the online part 2, which are the lifestyle medical questions that's all online now, our accelerated underwriting, and even our non-med underwriting that I talked about. We have e-signature, and then we can electronically deliver the policy. So we have the full front to back, end-to-end digital experience, making it easier for you and the client to do business. Social media marketing. Hopefully you were tapping into this already. If not, I would encourage you. When you can't go out and about and meet with clients, find ways to continue to be in front of them and market to them. At North American, we have a Facebook, Twitter, YouTube pages. that are all accessible to you. So if you want to link to a story, if you want to share a video that we have, anything that we have in our library and our content is always available for you to use and share to your clients. I only went through just a couple of sales concepts. We have a whole library of solutions that is available on our microsite. You can get information here, not just on the sales concepts, but on product information. All of it is available electronically via PDF, so you can email, or send pictures to your client. Again, our whole library is there. It's not password protected, so anyone can access this page. We even have training videos on there as well for how to use our e-app, or we have a whole library of webinars as well. So anything that's available on this website is client and consumer friendly and available to you, the producer, as well. Virtual meetings. This is something that I have seen a dramatic increase in, myself included, right? A month ago, I couldn't have told you what Zoom is, and now it seems like I have 2 or 3 Zoom meetings a day. I'm using other things like GoToMeeting, GoToWebinar, FaceTime, you name it. I would encourage you to use whatever medium you feel most comfortable with, and a lot of these apps are available for free, but utilize them to stay in front of clients, right? Especially today, in today's environment. How do you stay in front of the client? And really, those are the times I think that clients are going to remember most, is in the difficult and challenging time. Was my producer, was my agent, was my advisor, were they reaching out to me to making sure I'm okay? Were they finding out how they can help me? And that's why it's important, again, to use anything that's available to us electronically to stay in front of clients. And I would say if you're not comfortable with any of these mediums, then at least, phone call or text message is a way to still stay connected. Now, I know I've gone over a lot of material here. I want to be respectful of your time. So I will be sending out an email to Tony, and he'll be reaching out to you. So anything that we've covered, if you have questions on any of the material or need access to it, we'll be sure to get that to you. But again, the 3 things that I covered here are: how do you segment your client database to find those opportunities that you can revisit here in the coming weeks and months? What are some solutions that you can run with? And what are the tools that North American has to make business doing easier in today's environment? I would encourage you, after this webinar, to go back to your existing Rolodex, your existing book, and see if there's any low-hanging fruit there. See if there's any conversations you can have, questions that you can ask, B and C clients, anyone that you can revisit and have that touch point. And then choose a solution that you can run with. Maybe it was an idea that you heard me talk about today. Maybe it's one that you'll find on our website. Maybe it's one that you already have in your back pocket. But run with it. And certainly reach out to Tony, to anyone on the IMS team for any solutions you need. I'm always available as well, whether it's marketing material, illustrations, whatever it is you need. However we can help you do business today and in today's environment, please don't hesitate to let us know. With that, I will turn it back over to Tony. And thank you again for tuning in today. Thank you for your time.
Andrew, thank you so much. I'm going to open it up for a few questions here while we have a little bit of time left. See if you guys have any questions at all before we end the webinar. So let me switch this back over to me here. Okay. Doesn't look like we have anything, so I have a couple polling questions for everyone. If you'd like more information on what we discussed today, I am launching a polling question. If you can just respond to that, I'll make sure to get more information out to you guys. I'll leave it open for a little while longer. Looks like we got quite a few people who are still responding. Okay, close that one. And last question, if you're not appointed with North American and you'd like to get appointed with them, have a polling question for that as well. If you can respond to that, I'll make sure to get you that appointment paperwork, get that appointment paperwork out to you. Okay. Looks like we're done responding there. So we'll close this out. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to always give us a call here at 800-255-5055. In the life department, we have 4 life sales directors, myself, and see my name here, as well as my email address. And then we also have 3 additional life sales directors in our Topeka location. That's Reed Starks, and his email is reed@imsinc.com. We have Jess Riley, and his email is jess@imsinc.com, and Jason Dover, and his email is jason@imsinc.com. So if I'm not available, you can reach out to one of those guys. They'd be more than happy to answer any questions for you. And what I'd like to end the call on is our virtual sales incentive. As Andrew mentioned before, I know you guys are having some challenges as far as getting in front of your clients. And right now, virtually seems to be, if not the only solution, the best solution that's available for you. So we are having a virtual sales incentive. When I say we, that's Insurance Agency Marketing Services. And we provide you with $500 in IAM's virtual meeting package. What that includes is a webcam and microphone, setup assistance, as well as virtual business cards. So we like to let you know, don't let social distancing come between you and your clients. So for more information, please feel free to reach out to us. And with that, I'd like to tell everyone, stay safe. We'll get through this. Andrew, if you've got anything to add, we'll close on that.
No, I'm good. Thank you again.
Okay. Thanks again, guys. You have a great week. And again, everybody stay safe. Thank you so much.